Welcome to all of our listeners today. We are fortunate to have Asher Loy, who is Chief Business Officer at TransPerfect APAC.
Right.
Asher, great to see you. How's Singapore?
Well, Singapore is getting a bit rainy and humid as this time of the year. Yeah.
Which
So
is
when it's just pouring.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's great that you could actually make some time for us. Just to give you a quick sort of perspective, we have within the Vitrina business community, we have
hmm
72,000 people who typically, are part of that extended business community. And these are across 100 countries, people who are all in the entertainment supply chain, and we are all keen to learn about your experiences in a very exciting area of our industry, which is localization.
Sure. Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm really grateful for the invite. And yes, I've gone through what Vitrina is about, and I've heard about it with a lot of people that's talking around the market, and it's becoming a very
Thank you.
quite popular point where everyone goes to get some references for
That's
videos
right. That's right.
about the industry. So thank you for doing this. It really helps and helps to grow the industry to a lot
Absolutely.
of audiences. Yeah.
Absolutely. And again, our key focus is usually to sort of interview and understand from experts such as yourself
Thank
on
you.
a particular aspect within the industry that's either doing a lot of innovative work or is
Mhm.
just in demand in a big way. And localization has been, through COVID, and the last few years, streaming has really flattened the world, where localization is really now helping content cross boundaries and borders much more easily.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. I guess we see a spike during the COVID time for
That's
localization,
right.
especially. Primarily, everyone's watching content of their home or wherever they are, right? It was tough time for everyone, but fortunately, there was a bit of comfort. And localization does helps with providing content to a lot of audiences, making it accessible to everyone. And that's a big part of things that we've been doing.
Hmm.
So it's not just about yeah, hey, I could translate this language to that language. There is a bit of creativity, a bit of art that you have to combine together. So it's part art, part science. It's not just about hey, I could do something, right? So at the end of
That's
the
right.
day, it's about us trying to communicate the producer's voice into the whole world and making sure that the original intent of that story gets communicated in the local culture. And that's what we do. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. No, I think again, you're absolutely right. It is an art. It's a form of art, especially to not lose the meaning
Yeah.
and really transmit the story, the emotions, and the context of what was being said.
Yes.
So yeah. So I'd love to, Asher, maybe one place to really start is if you could give us an elevator pitch of TransPerfect, and what the company does. That'd be a
Sure.
great starting point.
Thanks for that. So TransPerfect Media has been a division of TransPerfect, all right, which has a company history of about 30 years, right? So globally, we have been working on the huge projects for the media industry. Of course, having 10,000 over clients all around the world. And we
Wow.
have been doing subtitling work, dubbing work, technical services for conformance of all the video assets, helping our clients to deliver their assets to different formats, different platforms. We also have post production, right? But primarily in Europe, where we help creators post produce as well. And on top of that, we also restore and maintain classical movies and films in our
Hmm.
huge factory in the US as well as Paris, right? So amid all this, these are the traditional media content services that we provide to help clients around the world, like Netflix, like Prime Video, like Warner Brothers Discovery, Apple TV, and so on. Right? You can name the
Hmm.
whole list. But the key thing is really how we can scale and provide the many options to achieve the client's outcome. Right?
Right.
So over time, I think about 10 years ago, we started to build on technology to help us better do our work. Primarily, and that those 10 years ago, maybe we call it machine translation, if you heard of it, right? But and today we call it AI, right? So AI has basically helped us to be more efficient, improve the turnaround time, and make the things that human cannot do
Hmm.
possible, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I'll share some examples like what we've done
Okay.
in the case where we managed to bring back the voices
Hmm.
of an old classic movie in that was being published in a theatrical in Germany because that actor actually has passed on, right? The original actor
Hmm.
has already passed on, and basically it's very hard for us to bring back his voice because he's no longer available. And AI helps. AI helps us to bring that voice back so that we can continue the recast of that movie again to the general public. And we added a few more lines with the original voice, right? Of
Wow.
course, with the family's permission, we talk to the
Of course.
family, we make sure that they are properly compensated, and then we do it and the audience love it, right? So these are things that how do you do? And
That's
of
right.
course, there's also a double-edged sword when it comes to this kind of technologies. Of course, you will potentially there are a lot of concerns in the market as well. It's not
Right.
without any pain when you try to explain to clients the benefits of AI, how it could help in terms of cost savings, turnaround time, faster time to market. But what about the resources and the talents, the original creativity that was done, that we have built over the years to help grow the industry, right?
Right.
It still boils down a lot to ethics, how we treat our resources and talents,
Hmm.
and that should be, I think, hopefully over time, right? The industry will look seriously into that for where there's a proper governance in terms of how we treat the user's voice, make sure they are
Right.
properly compensated, making sure that they are well protected, that nobody could just use their voice and for whatever reasons, right?
Right.
So these are things that we have to look into and making sure that the business will carry on. We can't replace the humans and forget about what they have contributed to the industry over time, right?
That's right.
So we got
That's
to
right.
pace it properly and then make sure that everyone is well taken after.
That's
That's
right.
just my opinion. Yeah.
That's right. No, no, I think and it's something that is a raging debate right now,
Yeah.
in terms of use of voice, and then of course some of the ethics and that you already referenced. I was actually curious also, Asher. Your own experience in localization is pretty rich. I was actually looking at as we were studying your profile. You've actually spent a considerable amount of years in localization. How were you
Well,
drawn? How was
yeah.
your journey in this space?
Well, primarily, I guess it has been. I started my career early days in building TV infrastructure in the broadcast days, right? So, localization is part and parcel of the whole supply chain delivery
That's right.
process, where we look at technologies and part and parcel why I was so involved and got so entrenched with localization because there is so much things you got to learn about languages and culture, and that's why it's more a passion rather than
Right.
just looking at. Well, you can build big buildings, nice TV stations. These are all technology solutions, big studios, but at the end of the day, it's the human that makes it work, right?
That's right.
So
That's
we
right.
build all this technology to create great content for our audiences. ultimately it's meant to serve the people, not not the
Yeah.
other way around. So localization has a lot more people involved, where you talk to the linguists, you talk to the producers, you talk to the creative people, and of course it's crazy also as well. People typically in our industry works like 6 7 days a week. I'm not
Right.
kidding you.
Yeah,
We
that's
will
right.
be there because our clients will have challenges where they need to launch like a movie. Let's say, hey, I got to launch this for 32 languages, and I got to do it next week. How do you do that? So
Oh
these are
gosh.
type of things that happens in our industry. All right.
Right.
Yeah, and of course, if you do not have the passion to do this, I'm sure most of the project will end up having issues.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So that is so. What you just described was a scary project right there. 32 languages next week. But I'm sure customers will be customers, and they'll want faster turnaround time, last minute, 11th hour.
Yeah.
Everything is urgent.
Yes.
That's right. The AI media, then Hiventi, and then TransPerfect, right? All of
Yeah.
those were largely localization, correct?
Yes, it is primarily is localization, but of course, the earlier days when I start with AI, they didn't have a localization team in
Okay,
Asia, so I started the entire localization in APAC, and that's where we start to have right, and the business just grew. Those times where we have the big major Chinese OTT platforms coming into expanding to the rest of the world, and it was a
right.
really good time. Yeah,
So
and
I
then.
was curious how the overall mechanics of localization has changed, because at the
Mhm.
time there was more English content coming into Asian markets,
Yeah.
right? Very little Asian content was going into lots of new countries or new markets, right?
Mhm.
That aspect is completely flipped, correct?
Yeah, I think it has completely fit because primarily, I guess, thanks to the advent of Korean content, all right?
Yes.
So if I mean it's really about where you can find content that is has a certain library size, which
Hmm.
can target quite a number of audiences, right?
Hmm.
So Korean content was the main drivers that basically start to create a lot of interest with a lot of Asian contents, and people start to watch the long series and the drama series, right? And the stickiness was so great that it became well, I don't know. To me, it's just magical, right?
Wow.
Then you start to bring in the Korean culture, and everyone start to follow all the Korean K-pop and so on.
That's
So
right.
it start to replicate, and then people starts to look at, hey, if Korean content is so great, why can't we look at other contents? Like we have the Thai contents, the Indian content, the Chinese content, and if Asian content is good, why don't we expand that to other continents, right? So although today I must say the US blockbusters which we tend to watch since we were young, like if you watch Star Wars, you'll still be watching Star Wars today, right? But
That's true.
typically, but there is a complete shift in terms of taste, right? With the
Right.
younger generation, with who loves romance and comedy, as well as the some of the horror movies that's been quite popular in the Asian industry.
That's
And then, yeah, so it's just it starts to continue to grow. But again, if you look at the whole APAC, right, what's
hmm.
popular is Korean content, the Japanese anime, the Chinese drama series. These are the top three exporters now, right? And then of course with the Thai content that's coming up, hopefully they'll produce more. Because I myself do personally love to watch Thai productions.
Huh.
Yeah. So yeah, but again, and as well, I mean, and then you have the big Indian market as a whole, which
Right.
then with us replicating across the rest of the world. Yeah,
Fascinating. And then this is at least so you mentioned Japanese anime, Korean, and then Chinese.
yeah,
Uh, these are at least sort of large libraries and large catalogs going out into the rest of the world.
yes, correct.
What about content that's headed from different markets into, let's say, Indonesia, or I mean, is some of these very large markets in Asia? which have a preference for either dubbed or subtitled
So I
language?
guess contents like coming not in the Southeast Asia region. So when I say so, mainly is Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines, Malaysia,
Hmm.
right? So these are four few. There are contents that's been being watched and launched in Asia,
Hmm.
primarily, right? And unless it's a blockbuster buster title in that country, typically it still gets consumed within the Asian community, right? But but if you look at Korean and Indian content is a bit different.
Yes,
Korean is generally the whole world kind of accepted that hey, it's good, right? So I
that's
was
right.
talking to a friend from India. I say, hey, do you guys watch Korean content? Yes, yeah, we watch. I was surprised because India has so
Right.
much content. But
That's
again,
right.
if you look at the rest of the world, I mean, Germany, because there's such a huge Indian audience, population of Indian audiences around the world. Indian content is actually getting quite popular as well.
Right.
Yeah. So these are the couple, but again, there are like where the culture we understand. If you understand the Indonesian, Philippine, or Southeast Asian culture in general, right? Typically, you will be more open to watch these shows. Yeah, but
Okay.
Thai content, Korean content, Japanese, that's like okay, more majority of, and Chinese drama series, majority of the Asian community will watch. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
and it's just weird because like even 10 years ago, when I was in Indonesia and I went to this remote village, well, they got no internet. They only have mobile phone to watch, right? Because they don't have TV, and they were downloading Hindi contents.
Whoa.
I was
Wow.
why would Indonesia be watching Hindi contents in the remote areas? And these are things that nobody talks about, right? And so yeah, we love Hindi movies because they were so funny, they made us
Uh,
laugh. But again, we need people to collect all this data and start to dig deeper and say, hey, why are they watching this? You know, is there a certain
right.
appeal? And we then probably it'll help the rest of the world to just really be more focused how we cross content across different borders. Yeah,
Fascinating. Fascinating.
yeah.
And I mean, the way the business has changed, especially localization,
Hmm.
would you consider streaming and COVID to be big sort of big factors in making that change happen? So
Yes,
streaming, because it made Korean and Japanese anime a lot of it really made it easy to access a lot of this content.
yeah. I guess is the way we consume the content, right? I while we can be streaming or can be the usual pay TV services that we talk about, right? But I guess the real key point is the flexibility of export, where I could continue to watch content, stop where I want, and carry on with it, right? So streaming, yes, because it of primarily the whole streaming platform has that huge number of libraries which I can choose
Yes.
from. I can watch and pick and then stop as and when I wanted and continue. Unlike the usual pay TV service where you have to watch throughout and then you have to watch the schedule, right? So that gives a lot of freedom for the audience. And that's the habit that I guess will continue to thrive if the streaming
Hmm.
platforms start to capitalize on that, which a lot of linear platforms can't, at this point. Yeah. So no matter what, but again, if you look at the different streamers, right? Of course, we have the big players like Netflix, Disney Plus, Prime Video, Apple TV, and the other locals like Video,
That's right.
Kupang, View, iQIYI, Tencent. These are all they have their own strength in each
Right.
markets. But again, more and more, of course, coming next week, there's the launch of Max in APAC, right?
Yes.
So, so
That's right.
there's so there's a lot of choices. Now,
That's right.
if I'm an audience and I want to look at how do I pick,
That's right.
I think it's about time somebody starts to aggregate and look at how should we go back to the PTV model where they help to aggregate all the different apps together so that we can don't have to click through so many apps or navigate through too many content.
Right.
So we'll see. But ultimately, of course, we know who is the streaming winner now from
Right.
statistics, right? I cannot say it, but
Yeah.
generally, I think
Right.
it's better for the industry to say. But I guess this company invested heavily in the supply chain from day one. They
Right.
make sure that all their partners are well taken care of, their vendors are well taken care of. They hire the best, they pay for the best, right, to get best quality, right? So I guess supply chain in that sense was really successful for the whole
Interesting.
industry, and it typically helps to leverage the whole localization industry to the different level. Yeah.
Right, right, right. So and that's a great segue for us to really describe the last 3 or 4 years, Asher. I know we talked a little bit about the COVID sort of situation, but we've also seen a lot of turbulence within our industry. Right now, we are still sort of seeing some, in some ways, the US get affected, especially because
Hmm.
of the strikes last year.
Yeah.
Productions have been lower, the last few months. If you can describe maybe the last 3 4 years from your perspective, because one is the COVID and post COVID scenario, and
Hmm.
then also the TransPerfect and Hiventi, sort of aligned. Hiventi now is part of TransPerfect. If you can talk a little bit about what's been happening on your side.
Yeah, of course. I guess it's no secret that we all know that the industry is contracting, right, due to a lot of merger and acquisition, right, in the past 3 to 4 years, and that does have an impact. But we were fortunate, typically to continue to grow
Hmm.
on an average of 20% every year. Of course,
Wow.
some is through organic, some is through acquisition, but primarily we are not like other media localization company. We do serve customers, but of course we do make sure that you have to be with also with some of the right customers, right? In terms of making sure that those top 20% of the clients are better well served. They get the type of support that they need. It's not, but of course we do not say we ignore the smaller clients that we have, because
Yep.
they have to look at the expectations in terms of budget and what we do. And we have AI. We've got like AI solutions, which we call the Global Link, which has Global Link TV, Global Link Voice, and where they could even come to a point for small creators to do self service.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
and
is this like a SaaS offering? Is it like a
Yep,
software
yep.
platform?
It's a SaaS, yeah, correct. So you could go in, you upload your video, and then you just put what is the voice that I want. You know, there's a library of voices you can put, and then enter your script, and then you can tweak
Wow.
and then wow, I can have a French dub for my corporate video in like a matter of minutes, right? But of course,
Oh,
it's
wow.
not the kind of quality you would put it out in a typical streaming platform, but it's good enough for people to enable people to reach out to audiences in other part of the world.
Wow. That
Yeah.
is fascinating. And is that when was that launched? Is that more
It's
recent?
already launched. It's called GR Voice, and it's part of our Global Link Media Next portfolio. So we have GR Voice, we have GR TV, where small content partners can actually upload their contents, and then they could self-prepare it, for them
Wow.
to. Yeah. And we serve it to a lot of corporate clients, enterprise clients, not the typical media clients, because the expectations from the media is a bit higher. Yeah.
Right, right.
But
So
if
the
you're a creator, it's easy.
so the fascinating. I mean, this is
Yeah.
so a use case would be describe a use case. Is it a corporate video? Is it training video? What kind
Yeah.
of video is
So
it?
so typically, it could be a corporate marketing event video.
Okay.
It could be a e-learning video, or just a usual company training video, right?
Interesting.
Yeah. So if
Wow.
I have a town hall, or I have a conference that's going on, and I say, and I'm a global company, I would say, hey, I want to make sure that every staff understands. So at least I could have something, right, to
Right, right.
yeah, yeah. So of course, most corporate clients will want us to do the human QC part to touch up
Yep.
the final content. Yeah, but if you're a creator who are just starting out, there's no harm for you to just subscribe and try it on. Yeah,
Fascinating,
yeah,
fascinating. And then, so that's one part of the solution. Is
yeah.
that through an acquisition, or what was that?
It was through some acquisition as well as organically developed.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
So
nice.
globally, I think we have a big development team. Right.
Okay,
I can't tell you the numbers now, but we have like
sure.
10,000 full-time staffs in 140 cities around the world as a
Wow,
company. Yeah, and we handle, I think, probably I won't say we are the largest company, but we can say that I think we can handle a lot of volume in high quality as well as the type of options that the clients have. Right.
understood.
Yeah, correct. So, yeah, if you were to walk to a customer and say, I want to, let's say, I'm a streaming company, XYZ, and I say, hey, I got all this localization. I need to globalize. And I got to
Right.
coordinate my website, my trailers, my documents, my legal contracts, my final, of course, the most interesting one is the content. We
Yes.
can- So you come to us and we'll do it end to end for you.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
fascinating. And also in a fairly complex markets from a language perspective, because Asia is not easy, uh,
Yes,
right?
absolutely. It's
It's not
very
easy,
it's very price sensitive market,
right?
uh, and it's also a very fast turnaround. To be frank,
Right.
yeah, and well, typically I think Asian customers are more hungry, right,
Hmm.
and they tend to be more competitive.
Right.
In order to try their best to basically win the audience over. So we do have different, of course, we cannot compare like the major studios. Not everyone can afford the kind of the, checks and bounds, in terms of the whole quality control process that they need, right? But some clients was is just happy as long the content is properly translated, you get the exact meaning. Yeah, that's fine. So
Hmm.
different, right? But we do serve a lot of them as well. It's just that the budget sometimes is just a bit low than we
Yes,
want.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
And
but it's fine. It's fine because
yeah,
ultimately, I think with the help of AI, typically it helps also internally for us to save a lot of costs as well.
that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
That's right. Fascinating. And then, just in terms of your pitch to media customers, right?
yeah.
Especially wherever you have to use voice actors.
Mhm.
How many languages do you currently claim that you are able to serve?
So, okay, in APAC itself, we have dubbing studio in 16 countries, but we also have a network of dubbing partners
Uh-huh.
around the world, where
Okay,
and it is normal that different studios work with each other, right? So
that's right.
the biggest number of language that we've done using human voice actors is about 16 languages at one go in APAC,
Wow.
right?
Got it.
And of course, uh, we might have more if
Right.
we have because during the integration process, I guess that there's a lot more synergy that we get from the whole TransPerfect family at this point. But
That's
with
right.
AI, to be frank, there's nothing is that's impossible.
Mm. Amazing.
And there's so we typically the process is we get the AI to do a bit of the initial, and then we get a
Right.
human to touch up the final
Okay.
output, right? And the languages can be plenty, but again, uh, we do not want to say that it is the best for our clients. The
Right.
best is always still the voice acting part, the lip sync, dubbing, where you get the people to act. Yeah. So well, until AI is fully able to discover the emotion, the expressions in the voice, I think we cannot ignore the fact that human voice actors are really important.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Fascinating. This is, I mean, the AI component is definitely a game changer from that perspective.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
right. So I was curious about also the sort of two different situations, right? One is archival content, library content
Mhm.
versus something that's about to be launched. In those two cases, how when do you get involved? Um, I was curious about, is it the streamer who's bringing you in? Is it
Mhm.
the distributor who you are partnering with? And then for content that is yet to be launched and released, do you partner with the Prodco or the post production company or the distribution company or the commissioning
Mm.
company? I was curious to understand how what the models in Asia are of your
Well,
distribution.
the answer is we do all three.
Oh, okay.
So, and depend on the content genre, right? So, like, I give an example for animation where we have to do a dub for multi languages, and we started dubbing with the storyboard even before
Oh,
the video
wow.
is created, and we have to use a bit of imagination. And when the story, the animation start to carve out, we start to improve and improvise, right? So
Right,
these are things that you need human. As I say, you need the artistic director, the dubbing director to get a feel of what the storyline is. We got to talk to the creator who
right.
developed the script, right? And then you have the ones that in library. Library typically pretty easy. We get a way ahead of advance notice. Say this coming up, we're gonna launch in this date. These are the assets. You know what kind of files and formats that we need by this date,
Hmm.
right? And then you have the new content, which is getting stressful as well because
Yeah.
typically we got about 24 to 48 hours turnaround time. And if
Gosh.
you have a global launch
Right.
in
Oh
many
my.
languages, it will be a nightmare. But we prep
Right.
and prep way in advance, right? So why? Because imagine you're going to launch a new TV series and it's going to happen in US, in Latin America, in Europe, Africa, APAC, all in the same day.
Right.
And
Right.
everyone has to be to follow the same. So these are things that, of course, we have our own backend technology to help our people to improve efficiencies and do their work, right? That's
Right.
massively important. And security, you cannot afford because our biggest concern is security when these
Right.
contents, they're especially when they're not out in the market. So I mean, of course, you might have heard some news in the past about content leaks and how impactful it is to all these content providers. It's devastating, right?
That's right. That's right.
Because like I committed to all the advertisers, I committed to all my sponsors, but it still happened, and
That's
we
right.
don't know, right? What
Yep.
we can do
Yep. Yep.
is
Yep.
make sure that our security is tip top, our processes is tip top. You know, we get TPN certified, we get our ISO again, right? We
Right.
do our best, right? But when
That's
things
right.
happen, everybody will suffer. It's not
Right.
just us as a vendor. So especially for content that's new, nobody gets to download all this content.
Yeah.
We have a platform where people can only view it to do their work. There's no moving and transferring about. These are simple stuff that
Right.
we gotta tighten, making sure all the contents are properly segregated from different clients and so on and so on. Yeah, watermarking and so on. So I can't emphasize how important and stressful it is on our part, right?
Right.
When
Right.
we have a content that's coming up to us and it's not even launched in the market yet.
Right. Right.
So, and amidst all these crazy hours, people tend to get tired and sometimes they might miss a step or so. So, we have to constantly remind everyone please be careful, no screenshots, no,
Yeah.
and it still happens. So yeah. But
That,
again, sorry for the long answer. But yeah,
no,
we
no, this
have
is
to face all
fascinating.
kinds of such
It
things.
is what really blew my mind was what you said about animation and that you
Yeah.
actually in some of those projects to get involved at the storyboard level is just fascinating. Fascinating.
Yes, yes, and
Uh,
it's about well, it's about years of experience from the director who's, yeah.
Got it.
They,
Got it.
they, I mean, I'm not a guy, but we have really good experienced people in the industry that's working together with the team. So, yeah.
That's right. And then the one other sort of the one very popular question with our members always
Hmm.
is, where are you expanding into? What are the plans for international expansion?
Hmm.
And I mean, Asia itself is actually sort of fairly dynamic. There are lots
Yeah.
of new markets that are opening up. How would you characterize the current growth plans in Asia?
Okay. Although we do have bases in almost every cities in Asia. To
Okay.
be frank, in terms of definitely we'll continue to expand to grow our team
Hmm.
where the market is. I think if you look at Korea, Japan, China, India, of course, maybe Thailand, right? So these are key few countries that we are looking at how to complement the market. I
Hmm.
wouldn't say expand as to expand is really to find a gap where there's areas for us we could help to fill that gap and grow within that gap, right? We
Right.
can't do everything and be everything for everyone. We got to
Right.
work
Right.
with partners. We got to make sure that everyone gets a piece of the pie as well. It's not
Yep.
just us,
That's
and
right.
so that the whole industry can move on, right?
Yes. Yes.
So if somebody come and ask me and say, "Hey, you got a competitor, and that's a competitor," no, I mean we find a way to work and help each other because our industry is so cyclical.
Yes.
Where in certain years you see a spike, and then certain years you have a downturn. So it is you got to be really careful how we expand as well. So if you have you can rely on partners to deliver and work together with you. I think somebody you can trust. I think that would be a better approach to collaborate with
Right.
everyone, and then yeah. But that again, that's my opinion. Of course, we do have expansion plans that can be quite aggressive because of client needs, right?
Right. Right.
So, but in general, I guess we want to make sure that the industry grows together as a company,
Right. Right.
not
Right.
just us. Yeah.
Fascinating. And then the other aspect was also relating to some of the new phenomena that are happening. A lot of this vertical screen content, micro series. Are you seeing any of
Mhm.
those patterns? I know China is a big market for micro series. The
Yes.
US is now sort of slowly waking up to it. But how's that? Is that also being localized? Is that content also being localized?
Yes. Micro series is very popular with the younger generation.
Hmm.
Typically, of course, unless you're a fan of Japanese anime, if you look at One Piece, which like 1,000 episodes, so
Wow.
so yeah, they have constant fans that's flowing. But micro series is because I think the audience schedules are getting more compact nowadays with a lot of
Right.
choices. So in my opinion, they're going to get really popular,
Hmm.
you know, and it's good. Why would I want to commit to build a long series, where I could launch a micro series before I decide what's the next step, right? So
Right.
it's a very wise investment plan because we test the market and then see what works, and then from there we start to extend that story. Yeah.
Right.
So
Are you seeing
typically,
that already? Uh,
it
is
is a
that
wonderful
all?
thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you already seeing some of those happen
Oh
in
yes.
and also localization wise?
Yeah. We're doing a lot of limit. We call it so-called limited series or your so-called
Oh,
micro series. So it could be about 4 or 5. It's neither a
right,
movie nor a TV series, right?
right.
And it's easy to finish off. So I guess it's gonna get a lot more popular. Yeah.
And
With
which markets are really doing a lot of work in that? Is it China?
okay. Typically, most of the limited series are coming from the US at this point.
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, but the Asian audiences, to them, micro series could to them because we're so used to long drama series like
Long drama.
30 episodes, 60 episodes, right? But more and more, we're seeing a series that's coming about 8 to 12 episodes as a
Okay.
micro series, right? So it all depends as well. But it's become more and more now. Yeah. And everybody knows that, yeah, feature films is good blockbusters to launch a new character or program that you want to have a series upon. But the real stickiness is still with the TV series. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So and we've been doing a lot over the past few years. Yeah, it's a lot. So
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, this has been such a hot area, and I was actually also intrigued about when you said, the spikes that you see, seasonal spikes uh,
yes.
that you see. How would you describe the current period? Is it are we on
Um.
a downward trend,
Yeah.
or?
At this point, well, seasonal spice is really, in general, in my opinion, it does coincide with holidays.
Aha,
Yeah, whether it's a school holidays but typically it won't go wrong with holiday season that's coming or school holidays coming, right?
right,
So if you look at even the theatrical, most of the launch are catered during popular school holidays where it became a family activity. It's the same
right.
thing where the family can get together sitting on the TV to watch. Yeah. So yeah, but again, there might be some other things that I'm not aware of.
Good.
Yeah,
Got it.
that could cause a launch. Yeah. So
Understood. Understood.
yeah.
And then my final question, really, Asher, that I wanted to sort of understand was relating to outlook of 2025. I know we are at the end of 2024. It's been a
Hmm.
fairly choppy year, especially in some major markets. But how do you look at the coming year? Is it going to be more AI? Is it going to be more languages? Is it going to be more acquisitions? I know TransPerfect has been very active in that dimension as well.
Yes, yes. I think 2025 will see more AI
Mhm.
coming to being tested with more customers around the globe. And of course, I think the industry has gone through, yeah, more acquisition will come. But
Okay.
generally, if you look at the global economy as a whole, I guess it's going to be quite stable growth instead of a sudden hike next year, right?
Right.
Of course, again, is not that everyone should be cautious in terms of their investment, but you just have to get the right story to the market, you know.
Right, right. I wanted to
And
ask you a question actually, which country or which language are you most excited about for 2025? Is there
which country?
a which country or which language are
I
you
think,
most excited about?
well, if I tell you it is this language country or that country, I might get my my clients or that my but okay, just an honest opinion, right? Germany,
Sure.
of course. I do see there's a huge growth with the Chinese content
Got it.
in recent days, and of
Right,
course,
right.
Korean content everybody knows that. That's no secret, right?
Yes. Yes.
Chinese content, and of course, Japanese anime. We also know that it's got a big following. So Chinese content and Thai content will be very interesting for everyone to start looking at.
I
Uh,
I was actually seeing, Asher, uh, Netflix is actually doing lots of projects in Thailand, and
mhm.
then Amazon Prime is actually doing a fair amount of projects in Indonesia. So
Yeah,
clearly, they are now going into some of these newer markets to test out the waters.
yeah.
So Chinese and Thai are your two markets to
In terms
watch
of
out for.
if you're looking whole, yeah, correct. Now, Indonesia has a big local audience.
Yes.
Yeah, so typically, I guess it makes sense for them to invest heavily to increase the subscribership in those markets, right? But if you are looking at content that is uh, very popular for exports,
Hmm.
for example, I think these are the two markets that uh, are more
Okay.
popular among the global audiences. Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Interesting. No,
Oh, of course.
fascinating.
Yeah,
Hmm.
correct. And of course, India contents is you got a massive India population.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah. But again, resources unlimited. So I guess most investors will just bet on the right markets where they look at the data and then they invest. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious to see also how the Max launch in APAC progresses. It's
Yes.
already fairly competitive market, so you one more major player entering.
Yeah, and we will. It is we will love to see how the market develops from there, you know,
Right.
and well, it'll be exciting for everyone. To be frank, with
Yep.
all the different genre of programs coming together. Yeah. But
That's right.
again, well, I hope for my clients they get more subscribers every day. So and everyone, I mean, I have like 5 or 6 subscription for every company, right? You can name
Yes.
it because they offer different things that I want.
That's right.
So it doesn't mean that launch of Max will basically necessarily eat into the pie of others. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. But look, I mean, we covered a lot of ground. We talked about a very complex market, which is Asia Pacific.
Mhm.
Again, you are an expert in the localization field relating to that. Asher, thank you so much for your time. It was lovely talking to you,
Thank
and
you
then
very much.
also hear
Yes.
a lot about the plans relating to the AI piece. That seems very well integrated already.
Yes, do if you could go to our website or follow our LinkedIn, but
Okay,
do feel reach out to us. You know, of course we don't
absolutely.
license everything, but we'll be happy to share how it helps. How some we connect to other studios for the sake of flexibility. So
Right.
it could help everyone. Yeah,
Fantastic,
yeah.
fantastic. But again, thank you very much for making the time. It
Thank you
was
very much, too. Yeah, nice to see you.